they had a good date. I mean, they got in a little photo booth and everything. I said, you got a little close to that tongue up in there.
I mean, close.
When she stuck her tongue out and he kissed her on the cheek, he like grabbed her mouth. I was like, I see you.
That neck grabbing.
I see you with the grab face. Which could go back. That could go wrong if it's not a person that you really have a connection with. So
correct.
I thought that was cute. Hello, and welcome to the Bold Black Girls Recap with No Cap as we recap Ready to Love Season 5. I am Aries.
And I'm Kim.
And yeah, so we're moving right along, guys and gals. Was it episode 4? Is
it 4?
4 or 5?
You have 4.
I think it's 4.
I think it is too.
Out of your comfort zone was the title of this week's episode, and the men are in charge.
Yeah, that's the assignment. I hope they understand it.
I understood the assignment. So it starts us off with Frank and Aisha, which they clearly have a lot of chemistry. They've had chemistry since the mixer. And
he admits to her that she's his first initial connection. Like you said, that chemistry was definitely strong.
And the way that he did it, though, it was kind of like, I just want to let you know that you were one of my strongest and first connections. And, like
he went deep.
He letting you know that, he was letting her know that she meets, all these different things. He remembered her kids' ages and all that. And like how he respects her, like as a mom and all this and that. So he's coming with some intentionality, it sounds like, as he approaches this date. And she's like, oh, okay, I'm liking that. You can, see what's going on over here. And they were both on the same page. So they both feel the same, feel attracted to each other and things like that mutually. So that's a good look. They had
always helps when both are, attracted to each other.
Exactly. And they had a good date. I mean, they got in a little photo booth and everything. I said, you got a little close to that tongue up in there.
I mean, close.
When she stuck her tongue out and he kissed her on the cheek, he like grabbed her mouth. I was like, I see you.
That neck grabbing.
I see you with the grab face. Which could go back. That could go wrong if it's not a person that you really have a connection with. So
correct.
I thought that was cute. Not much really to say there. I just thought that they were. It
was a cute date, and I like his directness. We need more men to be direct.
I like that as well.
He was very direct about, like you said, what he liked about her, and it wasn't surface level.
You remember the ages and everything. So, okay. Now we have to go into this whole Tyrone Carrie thing. And let me just give
Tyrone.
I gotta give my thing on this. Tyrone, first of all, we already established that he is awkward.
Socially awkward for sure.
And there are things that he said in his conversation with Carrie that I did not appreciate him calling her aggressive. Yes. She didn't appreciate that either. And I was just like, where did you get that from? And like, as he's trying to explain that, he felt like she was kind of aggressive and all this, that he could see her body language when he got somebody else's number. Like you're making up stuff. Yeah. You're assuming that she's tripping off of you, getting a number from Shiloh or whatever. Like, she's like, I showed interest in you. I'm not, I wasn't tripping.
What we're here for.
Like, we're out. And it was a mixer. We don't even know each other like that. So it was just weird.
She said she definitely felt like she was mishandled.
But I also think that she came off a little bit desperate, to say that word. So I don't think she was aggressive. I think because she said, just like Shiloh gave you her number, I gave you my number. It was the same thing. Like nothing different. But when she texted him and said, at 12:30 a.m.
Yeah, that was.
How was your date? And are you still interested? First of all, why are you asking him if he's still interested?
Or why are you up?
Why are you talking to this man? Like, leave him alone. We got a long way to go. And are you really putting your eggs in a Tyrone basket? I'm just saying, is this real? Like, that just feels like you just were trying to add somebody on the list because you didn't have any connections or something. Like, I don't know, but I'm like, are we really concerned about him. Not, I don't know. I felt like he really got lucky in that you could from the look on his face, it feels like he's the guy who normally does not get these kind of options, yep. Right? And now he's all like, I like other girls, and I'm I got it's 3 of them, and now like you're excited, and you really are. A lightweight felt like he was stepping over his bounds, you know, by even coming at Carrie like that. But
I agree.
Like she probably was like, I gave you a chance, Negro. First of all, like
it was definitely a
you got the nerve
with the aggressiveness, especially as a Black woman. You should be aware of what's going on with that term that's loosely used against Black women. And I didn't really see anything aggressive about her. Maybe other than maybe she asserted herself when she sent the text,
or when she gave him her number. You know, I don't know what words were said or whatever, but he made it seem like before the text she was being a certain way, which I don't know. We didn't see it, so
right. But I'm glad she at least brought that up and clarified that. Like, look, let's talk about that.
Yeah, like I don't like that word. Yeah. She barely couldn't let him finish the sentence. She's like, he's like, okay, never mind. Just go ahead and finish. Let me let you get it out. But I was like, boy, stop. I didn't like it.
He liked that low key. He likes that attention.
He better ride it out because he got about 2 weeks left.
So our next date is a double date. Corey, Courtney, Cornelius, and Camille.
All the sounds names. Yeah, so Corey is the one that coordinated this date, and he brings Camille and Cornelius, and then here comes Courtney. But I feel like he definitely was doing that on purpose as well. He knows that Cornelius likes Courtney, and he was lightweight playing a similar game as Camille, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
You know, keeping y'all go over there since y'all got a connection, and then I'm gonna go ahead and occupy old girl, who I also know has a connection with Corey. So it was a little shade there. And Camille again with her controlling stuff. You know, when Courtney comes in and hugs Cornelius, and she's like, "That's enough."
Right, that's like, enough. Ma'am, you cannot control this man.
What is wrong with y'all? Yours. Why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep trying to like?
I don't know.
I don't like that. I'm like, it's cool to like somebody. Like y'all gotta play it cool. Y'all ain't got no coolness in your blood. Like, dang. I feel like Courtney's been playing it cool.
She has,
because she knows that him and Camille have a thing, and she's just like. In front of Camille, you're not hearing her say anything that makes her feel intimidated or less.
She doesn't even respond to it.
So I'm like, y'all better get some skills.
And she better be careful, Camille, because that could actually be something that men aren't attracted to, or it becomes like, okay,
they're not attracted to that.
Right. Not
even though Cornelius is like, okay, he's letting it ride, but this is a game show, so
true.
He gonna keep her in the pocket, because he needs her vote, but. I don't think he's gonna end up choosing her at the end of the day.
But Courtney seem like they're having some fun.
But no. No, we about to break that down right now. So Camille, first of all, she spills the beans on the fact that they've been FaceTiming Camille and Cornelius, and he's been walking around with no shirt on his FaceTime. And I said, first of all, loose lipstick chips. So why you gotta tell that business? But you wanted us to know that. You got some special time with him, and he walking around with no shirt on. And him, Mr. I'm trying to save myself for marriage. Why you walking around with no shirt on?
Temptation.
That's why she asking, well, have you ever thought about if you wait for this long and then y'all get together, it's gonna be horrible? And he's like, nah, it ain't gonna be horrible. I'm like, can't trust that. But but I'm like, why are you doing the temptation thing? I feel like that leads.
Like if that's something you are saying that you want to withhold from, put your shirt on. Have a shirt on.
I just don't know why people play with these things. Like,
so I'm we're gonna FaceTime in my bra.
Maybe exactly. And maybe that's why he said, in case you have a slip up. No. You're slipping in. That's the problem. You're trying to slip in on the sly. But whatever.
And on their date, like Camille, I guess
she's too much.
Oh, like she talked about, and that is a conversation to have.
But so at the skate,
yeah, like
She said, let's talk about finances.
Right.
And then you got student loans. You thought you was about to try to come for him about these finances. And he was like, his first question was, do you have student loans? Because he know he debt free. He feeling confident. And she's like, I mean, yeah, everybody has it. No, honey. Everybody don't. And he's like, oh, we debt free over here. No, we ain't keeping nothing like that for the rest of our life. I was like, let her know. And she's like, ooh.
I know. It's sound effects.
I could see myself falling in love with him because he debt free. I don't like that.
I don't either.
I don't like her energy on that because I feel like you coming for these. What's your credit score? What's your financial situation? All that, like, it's inappropriate. Yeah. It doesn't even go with the conversation. And then you're liking them because of these superficial things,
right? And while money is a factor, it is not the leading factor.
No, we gotta get to the.
Let's talk about your character.
Let's do that.
Who you are at the core as a person.
Because if you find out you got a good person and they're willing to, they want to improve something, and let's say you're really good at finances or whatever, you'll work with them and be like, okay, well, let's do this. Man, this has been so many times I've been helping folks learn how to budget and stuff like that. And it's like, if you're willing to learn, everybody can improve, you know, and that's not something that's deal breaker worthy, you know, whatever. But anywho, that was like, I was like,
I don't know. I wonder how he's feeling about all that student loan debt.
Exactly. I said, you up here trying to cover him?
Said, the way he said it in his facial expression, he said, the only thing I have in debt is my house.
And he got a house. And she was like, dang, you are, dehydrated. Now, Corey and Courtney. Again, Corey is a creep. He is a personal space violator.
He loves that.
I think that even though Courtney made it seem as if she was cool with it, I don't think she was cool with it.
Really?
I think that there are times as women where we will, and because Courtney's this type of woman that kind of has this, you know, I called it masculine energy, I think last week, but I've been in scenarios where, like, let's say a guy got too close or something like that, and there's a decision that you can make, and I'm speaking for myself, just like as a woman that has some masculine energy there and some, like, kind of, you know, I like to own my space, you know, or whatever. And there may be times where a guy will try to hover over you and intimidate you and kind of overpower you in this way. And it's like, you could either back up and let them know, you know, that they violate your space, or you'll kind of be like, you're not about to punk me out of this space. Like, no, I'm not uncomfortable, you know, but kind of like to assert yourself back, kind of to take control away from the situation. And the fact that they have production and all these people in the room, like, you lightweight or not, you like, he not gonna really like violate me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these people are right here. So there was a lot that I was just looking at her body language, like, because she did not feel like, it didn't feel like she was inviting him in to do this. No. So even though she was kind of like still standing there and looking, it was times where she just wasn't even looking at him. Like, it was just a lot of weird body language that I felt. And I'm like, I don't like this. But, you know, he went and got flowers and made up for it, you know, like he normally does. He does some real perverty looking, you know, perverty type of stuff. And then he fixes the car tire, or, you know, buys flowers, or does something really sweet. And then everybody forgives him for his little nasty behavior. And so I didn't like it at all. I don't like anything about that man.
I mean, every interaction he's had with the woman, he's been come off to me as a creep.
But he don't do that to people he know he can't do it to. Because when Sabrina checked him, he wasn't doing that. So people, I feel like he's testing to see who he can get away with, because he starts off with this and it's like,
it's just like, I'm sorry, I don't know you.
Get off, you know? So anyway, yeah, I don't like him.
So next up is one I did not really expect, was a Walter and Moomin.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either. And I really liked their date.
I did too.
It was a natural conversation. It
was a vulnerable conversation.
Vulnerable, yes. They were cute.
They were. And it sounds like they both want to get married and have kids. So check. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who asked this question, and it came off a little bit like interview questions. The way their conversation kind of was organically happening.
It worked. And he was ready to have it with her. She's like, do you want to get married again? He was like, yeah, I want to have kids as well. Like he offered up that second part to let her know it's okay to have this conversation. It didn't feel like, you're doing too much. Kids? Like Carrie did it when she was talking to Dante. We'll get to that. But it was just like, do you want kids? Do you want to get married? It's like this weird way. And they were just flowing and talking and it worked. Flow. Yeah, they were in the flowers and I thought it was cute.
I thought it was too. And I like her.
And he, now there was one part that she said that I kind of was like, I don't know. But that was when he's complimenting her and they're having a good time and they're like, wow, like this was good and let's do this again or something like that. And then she's like, call me. And I'm like, why you have to add that? He just told you he having a good time. And he goes, let him
right
reach out. It's like call me or whatever. And I don't know. That's just me. When I saw it, I was like, you didn't have to say that part. But that's when she was like, Zaddy. She got him.
I didn't like that. I don't know. It is something.
You don't like the Zaddy?
It is something. Because now when I look at it, I have a different view on it. It's probably because of an experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have older men sexualizing younger children. And to me, it's like, yeah, I don't.
You ain't my daddy.
And exactly. And I have a daddy. So.
But then Walter put her on his back and ran down that hill or them stairs. I said, come on, Walter.
Strong back.
Come on with them strong knees and legs.
Right.
So that was cute. So I like that. I felt like it was definitely a nice combo and date. Simple, yet, they got their point across.
I agree.
Then we had another group date, and this is the one with Shiloh, Carrie, Dante, and Phil.
Which I want to clarify, Phil is actually 37.
Didn't they say 51?
Girl, exactly. So yes, the other day I was like, okay, it says 37 or 38. I'm like, okay, so it makes sense.
But then it did say 51.
It did.
Okay, I was like, I know we ain't tripping and make that up. They literally gave that man multiple years on his age. So he's 37.
Yeah.
So they were doing a workout date with the guys. And Dante and Carrie break off and talk, and Phil and Shiloh break off and talk. And I felt that yes, Carrie is not that great of a conversationalist. I will give y'all that. Dante was making her pull teeth to talk to him. Like, you put it all in her court. It was like, no, she did not have a lot of combo, but she's like searching for things to talk about. And he's just sitting there looking at her.
Like, I'm sorry, it needs to be a bi-directional conversation.
Exactly.
It's not just a one way. Yeah.
I didn't like the awkwardness that he left. I'm like,
sir, you actually have a lot to talk about. You have 3 children, so let's talk.
And 3 baby mamas, right?
Let's talk about that.
How's your family dynamic?
Yes.
It's lots to talk about. I don't know why she didn't have nothing to say, because I would have had a whole bunch of questions for him, as y'all know.
And I think, didn't she ask him about kids?
Yeah. Do you want kids? Do you want to get married? Like, she just was doing and I thought it was just not flowing with the conversation. At obviously all. It was just kind of like, so
started off, she's like, I hear you have 3 kids.
She's like, I'm so glad to be here with you, blah blah blah. And then she's like, yeah, so yeah, I don't know what I'm. Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? Why are we talking about that right now? We're working out. We could be literally talking about what we're doing right now. Be like, oh my God, yes. Like, I'll be trying to get my workout on, whatever. Like, we could just be talking normal and then be like, so is that something that you do every day? Like, what's your daily routine?
How did you start? You
You did a great job leading us today. Like, is this something that you normally do? Like, just get in. I don't know, but everybody's not able to think. And it's probably a lot of pressure.
Of conversation has really, truly, to me, especially with social media, we've kind of maybe perhaps lost the art of it.
Yeah, because people don't talk as much.
Yeah, and then they don't talk face to face.
Direct, yeah.
Yes, it's typically text or something like that.
And I just felt like, as a man,
lead the conversation.
Yes, lead the conversation. It is very difficult to talk to somebody who is not trying to be talked to. Put that out there. So if you're gonna okay, she's like, let me think of something else. Well, what the hell?
What else I was gonna say.
I don't have any more questions. Okay, bye. That's like being at a job interview and like, any questions for us? Nope, I'm good. Okay, so you just gonna take whatever he gives.
There isn't a connection, but I want to see him interact with someone else.
Yeah, I do
more in depth.
I do too. Well, he talked to Shiloh as well. I think he had a connection with her in the beginning. At the mixer, they talked about the Trinidad thing. And, there were a couple things. So, you got to find those commonalities that you can kind of hold on to.
They did not find that one.
He didn't have a conversation, or she didn't either. But then Phil and Shiloh were hitting it off at the couch. And again, here we go with Miss Shiloh and her physical touch, honey. She gonna put some physical touch up in every conversation.
She was making sure the sensual that was her sensual.
Let me hit your
sensuality spots. Was coming out.
Yes. She's like, so what I would do is, let me show you an example. I'm gonna walk fine. I'm gonna put my arm in. He's like, oh, I like that. Men love that. Okay, so she's gonna win every day because all of them are in their mind visualizing her taking them to the next level sexually. That's what she said.
She's like, are you gonna be my teddy bear? I was like, nah, I feel that because that's my type. I like the teddy bear looking type. That little polo bear teddy bear looking.
I'm not mad at her, but hey, go on, girl, do your thing. It's working. What she's doing is working. So
she might get some new clients out of this.
Yeah, and I mean, from the previews, I think they're gonna hit it off a little well from the season previews, the trailer. I was like, she was getting her kiss on. Let's see, Zadia and Naeem.
Yeah, his name is Naeem, but they call him Nah.
Yeah, just like a short.
Yeah.
They made cocktails, or he made cocktails for her at this little place, which I wanted them to have the lighting better in there because I did not like
dark.
The lighting on her skin.
Yeah.
On him, he had a good seat for the lighting. In hers, I was like, I don't like that. You gotta light black skin well. Okay, get it together. That's just a sidebar that I noticed, but they had good chemistry.
They really did. I'm wondering, like, I remember her chemistry with Tyrone. He's weird.
Tyrone? I didn't feel like they had chemistry.
So not chemistry, but I guess the conversation. He's weird.
Yeah.
I think she's good at conversation.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, yeah, I could see that. I mean, but there are a couple things that she said that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. He seemed really cool. Like Naeem she's like, yeah, so let's get to the nitty gritty. And he's like, what's up? Like, what you want to know? And I just liked his vibe. I liked his energy. I liked that he was just like, yeah, like whatever she got to throw at me, I can, go there. But she said a couple things like, anything I want, I get, and that she's spoiled. And even though she said like she spoiled herself, I'm like, that's just not a good thing to like brag about. It kind of comes off like bratty, like you need to have your own way or else, and he mentioned like, I'm willing to compromise, you know what I mean? But like, to make it seem like it's all about you, that's not attractive, but
yeah, I don't know. Was this the conversation? I don't even know. I get sometimes conversations mixed up, but out serving each other. I don't think this was
not with them, but she basically was saying like, I want someone who is gonna commit, and I feel like she was kind of leading him down that path of like making him say something. He said, well, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to get to know some of these other ladies, and really, he said, you said whatever you want, you get. So, at the end of the day, it might end up being here, it might end up being you, but I'm about to be out here in these streets. I'm just letting you know that right now. Like, which I can totally appreciate him telling her that.
Honestly.
Because we're on a dating show. I have to date more people, and a lot of times it's the women trying to get the guys to like commit right away. And that's just not realistic on this show. So I hope she doesn't have to turn into a brat, but I could tell she probably is going to be a little feeling some type of way if him, or I think Dante is one of her other connections. If either is not kind of doing what she wants them to do at some point, issue. Yeah, it's gonna not be great.
Okay.
So, yeah. The next people were Frank
and
Tasia. And that, the chemistry was definitely not there. Tasia is still mad about the first day. And we are seeing that Miss Thing does not know how to let nothing go.
I was going to say letting it go.
And her ego is huge. She needs to be humble and sit down. Like, you can tell by the way she says little smart comments to the guys, like throwing digs about them not picking her or something like that. And I'm like, you think they're gonna want to pick you after that? Like, she was like, he said, I want to, tear that wall down. Basically, he was talking about her, but then she put it back on him. Like, what's up with this guard you have? Like, I've seen you in all these different places, and you ain't, basically, like, I didn't see you a bunch of times and you ain't tried to holler.
You just talk, right.
And it's like, that's not cute, He started off the day making her a cocktail, which I was like, this is not out of your comfort zone. You own a bar.
That's true.
Like, I thought this was out of the comfort zone. Maybe taking her out was out of his comfort zone. But anyway, she's like, you've seen me, why you ain't never said nothing? And so that was like, okay. He's like, that's why we're here, duh, right? And then she started talking about her work, and that's all she talked about. And that was a turn off.
Ladies, get hobbies.
We need to stop. She's like, the corporate letter, these men don't be wanting to hear that. My master's
at 22.
All those things, I feel like he didn't really want to hear that. He's trying to connect with you. And I think sometimes, especially with her being a tech startup founder or whatever, these are things you say when you're pitching
to that audience,
right? Like as like in a startup, when you're doing like a pitch competition or something like that, they're gonna, I was the youngest in the C-suite and
of conversation, knowing your audience and really I feel like when I have conversation with people, it's real organic, and I'm not gonna ask. To me, it's like, I'm not my job. What did Gosh, what is her name? I am not my hair.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't know that's where you're going with it. India Ari.
I am not.
I am not my job.
Yes.
Yeah, she. You could tell, like, okay, when he's asking you this, think about what you think he really is asking you about. In a job interview, yes. In a pitch, yes, we can have this. But this is a man who is going to want to spend time with you and all that. What do you think he's trying to get to know?
Care about that tech founder?
He really don't. Like, literally, I don't even tell people about degrees or none of that. Like, that don't even come into a conversation. You will have to go to my LinkedIn and find out. Right. Like, I literally never be like, oh, I got this many, I got a degree in this and that. If it ain't a part of the conversation, you'll never know.
Right. I mean, and those are all great accomplishments, but that's something like, and they say, well, what is your greatest accomplishment? What did you go to school for? Let them kind of guide that.
Because you ain't gonna care about my degree when we together. My degree ain't never gonna have to come out. I don't even know where my degree at. Actually, I'm about to reorder it because I'm about to start putting this on the wall for these companies that be on these calls with. But no, I'm like, I don't even know where it's at this point. But, I don't know. I think that we gotta, know your audience, like you said.
That's key.
So then the guys meet back up and they go to the gentleman's lounge.
Okay, now pause here. Ride or die.
What happened? No. Wait, ride or die?
When they say the ride or die decisions, you need a ride or die.
Oh, you need.
I'm not dying.
Help you find your ride or die?
Yeah. I don't want to die.
I know. Ride or live.
Ride and love.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
I know.
But yeah. So Corey had to make sure to tell them how, which is funny because the way they panned around the table when he's like saying, Moomin, that was my number one. That been my number one,
Right.
And they're all looking like, really? Okay. Like, we didn't know that. And then he talks about how he got Courtney flowers, and he said he threw a little shade because he's like, I know she's been spending time with all of y'all, so I want to make sure that my actions speak louder than anyone else's actions. And Cornelius is looking like, you talking about me? I'm like, yeah, he did some shade at you, but he's Corey, so like, really, he's not really competition. Yeah, he's not really competition. So I don't think he'll be gone next week.
You think so?
Oh yeah, he's gone.
Okay,
he out of here.
Then our boy Tyrone,
he's so happy to be like somebody caring about him right now. Yeah. I just was irritated by him. He's so awkward. He's so weird. And I just was like, Shiloh, she the big joker now. Hardy, har. You're not funny. And Phil was like, dang, I mean, wait a minute, what's going on? And I'm like, Phil, no, do not get caught up.
Only one.
But come on. Like, you can't. You couldn't. You know? I don't know. I don't know why people think that, but like, yeah, they over here talking to. He's like, who else?
Maybe he looked at the other episode with Bernicia and Joel. So,
ciao. Cornelius said that Camille was his number one, but Courtney told him that the ball was in his court and if he was gonna slam dunk it or not. And I said,
okay.
He said she put the pimping on me for real, for real. I said, y'all don't sleep on this Cornelius guy. His image comes off very square. He's not. He's not.
You said
this was the part where I was like, oh no, Cornelius, he a little undercover something. Y'all watch him. It might be a little something else up in there that I'm analyzing. But this episode I said, don't sleep on this one. He know exactly what's going on. Walter talked about him and Moomin and that they had a good date. Naeem talked about Zadia. Naeem and Frank are not feeling Tasia. They both brought that up about the energy that she has and, you know, whatever. Tyrone, of course, said he didn't like Carrie. And Cornelius said that Sabrina was a no for him because she doesn't want more kids.
Right.
And I was like, I'm not mad at you, man. It was funny because when Tommy was like, you know, be gracious because next week y'all gonna be in the hot seat and, you know, don't be mean. And Tyrone was looking all wide-eyed and like, I forgot I could be in the seat. Yes, sir. And hopefully you and Corey will both be in the seat next week. But we'll let's let Corey go first. I noticed something. Tell me what you thought. Cornelius, Naeem, I like he's had tough conversations with people before. Mm-hmm. I liked him. I liked his approach. I liked everything of how he came at this from when he greeted her until she left the table. He cared for her in this experience. And I liked, like, everyone needs to watch him and emulate that when they have to let someone go. Because I just feel like he did a smooth transition. He really with her.
Did. You know, he really did. I did like the way he did not mishandle her.
Yeah, he did not mishandle Carrie. Of course, she got let go because, you know, nobody had a connection with her. And he really just, he's like, you know, he gave her the reasons why, and he let her know, you know, well, obviously you will not have a problem finding your guy. Like, he just is not here. And I don't know. I just felt like he cared about her.
He put it into what could have been real negative flipped it to a positive.
Because Cornelius, the way he came at it, I'm like, you're so obvious. He couldn't even have a regular conversation with her before telling her that she's still ready to love. You know, I just felt like he's like, so, yeah, the reason why you're here. And I'm like, why are you being so awkward with this? Like, just talk to the girl. You know, you look nervous. She's like, should I be nervous? I mean, I'm fine. Would you get to it? So he couldn't even like chill with her before that.
I will say though, what I noticed with Tasia, she took it better than the first time.
She did.
And I'm hoping she's taking the feedback. You know, feedback is a gift. Depending on who it comes from, but it's like majority of the guys are saying this. You need to open up and not focus so much on just who you are at a surface level, tech founder, young.
Yeah.
At the core, you dig deeper. Take that off and who are you are.
She got some pride in there that needs to, because she said, I didn't want to admit that, you know, kind of in front of him, like kind of, she realized it's something that she needs to work on, but at the time she didn't really want to like take it. And it's just like, what are you really trying to protect right now? You know, like if you're attracted to some of these guys or, you know, it's something about your presence. And we talked about this on our podcast this week. How you carry yourself. Like if you come into a room with positive energy, like it makes a big difference. If you coming in looking like I'm cute and y'all need to be coming over here and talking to me.
You can see it.
It's not cool. And it's going to repel men. away. It's like
and
you need
other people, not just men.
Right. Smile. Like it's okay to smile and like have fun. I don't know. So hopefully she'll do that next week. And that'll keep her around, for the next go round. But I don't know. You're gonna have to step your game up because they are going to be bringing 2 new people into the mix, which means there are probably going to be some double eliminations at some point.
That's what I was wondering.
I'm like, if y'all bringing people in, we need to be eliminating folks. What's going on? So they might have some 2-for-1s on one of these weeks. So I think there's going to be a little twist there. But I saw that some of the ladies were looking like they were a little bit hating on the new girl coming in. And I was like, don't do that, y'all. Y'all so obvious.
Right.
They don't got no poker face or nothing. I'm like, so what's your prediction for next week?
Tyrone and Corey.
Which one?
No. While I want to be, the 3 that I would think: Tyrone, Corey, and Dante.
Dante ain't going nowhere. Why would Dante be going?
Why would he be staying?
He got connections.
Tyrone has connections.
Zadia has connection with Dante. He
Tyrone
has one with Sean.
Connections too.
He does. That's why I said Corey is definitely going home. I'm hoping I would like for Tyrone to go home, but he has connections as well.
So Corey probably would be the one because he's inauthentic. He's trying to just whoever will give him the time of the day.
And it looked like Moomin is going to address him about some of his behavior next week. So we'll see how that works. He's like, just focus on us. Anywho, y'all let us know what you think about this week's episode. It was entertaining. I think, again, Corey never, surprises me with his perverted ways. And Camille does not surprise me with her possessive ways. And Tyrone doesn't surprise me with his awkward ways. And, everybody's like playing to their character at this point.
And this is where you get to see personality. This is what you really need to see. Before we get to the credit score and all this, let me see how you interact as a person.
Period. We ain't even on that. So, yeah. And y'all get to be in person with each other and like having these dialogues and stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out. But join us next week when we talk about it again. All right, go ahead and subscribe to our page. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So we really appreciate your support and love. And subscribe to the Well Black Girls page. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.